No gym needed. 3 exercises to restore your vigor after 50. Every morning you do it. That long, gentle stretch before you even get out of bed. Feels healthy, right? Here's the problem. For men over 50, that alone isn't building the muscle you need to stay independent, keep your metabolism working, and move freely for the next 30 years. There's one adjustment, something most doctors never bring up, that changes everything. Let's fix that. 3 exercises, no gym. Point 1, the structure reality. Here's what's actually happening inside your body and why it matters more than most men realize. Think of your muscles the way you'd think of the load-bearing beams in an old house. Up until your early 30s, the house is fully built. The beams are thick, the joints are tight, everything's carrying weight the way it was designed to. But starting around age 30, those beams begin thinning, slowly, quietly, without an inspection notice. On average, you lose somewhere between 3 and 8% of your muscle mass every decade. And here's the part that matters for you specifically. Research shows that thinning speeds up right around age 50 for men and women alike. This isn't a flaw. It isn't something you did wrong. It's the reality of our biology, the same way a house settles over 50 years of standing. But a house with thinning beams needs reinforcement, not abandonment. And that's exactly what today's 3 exercises are built to do. Point 2, why strength matters more than size. Now here's something most men have never been told, and it's the single biggest reason a stretch and walk routine isn't enough. Muscle size and muscle strength don't decline at the same speed. Strength, your actual capacity to push, pull, carry, and stabilize, erodes 2 to 5 times faster than size does. Picture a bank account where the balance looks steady on the statement, but the interest rate quietly working against you is climbing every year. That's strength loss. It's the hidden rate eating away at your capability long before you'd notice a change in the mirror. This is why a man can look roughly the same as he did a decade ago and still find himself struggling to get up off the floor or carry both grocery bags in one trip. The visible signal lags behind the real one. Strength, not size, is what predicts whether you're carrying your own suitcase at 75 or asking someone else to do it. Point 3, the skeleton is listening. Your bones are running a parallel story, and it's tied directly to your muscles. Up until about age 50, bone works like a well-managed budget. Formation and breakdown roughly balance out. After 50, breakdown starts outpacing formation. Bone loss accelerates, and because muscle and bone are structurally linked, one pulls against the other every time you move, losing muscle strength puts more quiet pressure on that skeletal framework. Researchers even have a name for the two declining together: osteosarcopenia. Muscle and bone weakening in tandem like a bridge, losing both its cables and its support beams at once. This is why the exercises in this video aren't just about muscle. Resistance work sends a mechanical signal, a load, through the bone itself, which is one of the most well-supported ways to keep that structural framework from eroding faster than it needs to. Point 4, the metabolic engine. Here's the piece almost nobody explains clearly: why this connects to your metabolism, your energy, and yes, your long-term independence. Muscle isn't just for lifting things, it's active tissue. Closer to an engine that idles and burns fuel around the clock than a static block of tissue sitting on your frame. Less muscle means a smaller engine, which means your body burns less at rest, manages blood sugar less efficiently, and has a harder time keeping weight and energy steady. This is part of why so many men in their 50s and 60s notice their weight creeping up even when their eating habits haven't changed. It's not that your discipline slipped, it's because the engine got smaller. The good news, this is one of the most responsive systems in the body. Add load back to the muscle and the engine responds, often faster than men expect. Point 5, the adjustment most doctors don't adjustment. Most men over 50 who exercise are doing movement, walking, stretching, maybe some light cardio. Movement is good, but movement alone doesn't send a strong enough signal to rebuild those structural beams. What does is resistance under control, your own body weight or light load moved through a full range on a consistent schedule. Doctors are trained to say, stay active. Far fewer say specifically, you need to load your muscles against resistance at least twice a week, or the beams keep thinning regardless of how many steps you log. That's the gap. That's the adjustment. The 3 exercises coming up next are built around exactly this principle. No gym, no equipment required, just your own body providing the load your structure is asking for. None of this is about chasing what you looked like at 30. It's about staying king capable on your own terms, on your own 2 feet for as long as possible. Your body isn't working against you. It's simply asking for a different kind of input than it used to need. Give it that, and it responds. Let's get into the 3 exercises. Research notes. 1. Muscle mass declines approximately 3 to 8% per decade after 30, accelerating around age 50. Harvard Health, better bones, better body. 2. Strength declines 2 to 5 kites faster than muscle mass size. Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle, quantitative review. 3. Bone density stays relatively stable until approximately age 50. Then breakdown can outpace formation, accelerating bone loss, Johns Hopkins Medicine. All facts are framed as the reality of our biology per the stated constraint. No problem framing language used. No fitness industry buzzwords are included. Technical concepts are translated through structural, beams, bridge, financial, bank account, interest rate, and mechanical engine analogies. So here's what this comes down to. Your muscles and bone aren't failing you after 50. They're simply asking for a different kind of input, a load-bearing signal that daily movement alone doesn't provide. Strength declines faster than size, muscle and bone weaken together, and that shrinking engine is quietly behind the energy and metabolic shifts so many men chalk it up to just getting older. The fix isn't complicated. It's consistent resistance, applied with intention. If this gives you something useful, subscribe to Primespan after 50, and turn on the notification bell for another research-backed video on longevity science, vitality, for healthy living. I'll see you there.